Hey, welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. It's Mr. Reality, joined by psychic medium Liz Cross. Liz, how are you?
I am great. I'm cold. It's snowing, but I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I hate to see the New Year start out with such a horrible bang, but that's what happened. This Cybertruck attack and the other New Orleans attack, they were at the same base in Fort Bragg. People are wondering, is there a connection to the two? Is there a connection to Fort Bragg in some way, or is that just grasping at straws? I wonder if we could bring in this former person. I won't mention his name, but he's on the screen and figure out what was going through his mind.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of requests for this one too. Okay, I have him here. He's glad to be on the other side.
Was he suffering from any type of PTSD while he was here on this side, or
Were you suffering from PTSD while you were here? Extreme depression. He says no to the PTSD, although there probably was some PTSD lurking there. His main issue was extreme depression.
was he aware of this gentleman when he was in his base in Fort Bragg?
Were you aware? Did you know this guy? No.
Okay. Did he have any type of mission? I mean, it seems, did he, what was his goal here?
What was your goal? Mass destruction. Why? He wanted to go out with a bang.
Didn't work very well. What caused him to make that decision?
What caused you to make that decision? He'd been thinking about it for quite some time, he says. He just wanted to figure out like how to end it. Now, he correct me if I'm wrong, this was outside the Trump Tower or the
It's
Trump
outside
Tower
the
and the
Trump
test.
Tower in
And
Las
I
Vegas.
think that in Las Vegas.
And he rented the car. Did he have hatred towards the future president?
That's what I wanted to know because there were some reports that he was a supporter. So let's ask why the Tesla truck? He wanted to make a statement against Elon. Yes, against Elon and Trump as well. Yes, he wanted to make a statement against Elon and Trump.
What was that statement and what was his point?
What was the statement? What did you want to say? I wanted them to pay attention. Why? Because they're annoying me. Why are they annoying you? Because they don't know what they're doing. He doesn't think they're doing enough for veterans.
Does he realize they're not in office?
Do you realize that they're not in office yet? Yes, he realizes that. And I'm saying, what do you mean? Because it's almost like he's saying, well, they ran on the veteran ticket, right? They basically they promoted how they were for veterans. He does not like Elon. He's telling me he does not like Elon. He thinks that that was a bad move.
Has he ever met
Elon
Mr.
isn't for
Musk?
veterans. Sorry?
Has he ever met Mr. Musk?
Mm. Have you ever met Elon Musk? No. Have you ever met Trump? No.
So he just bases this upon what exactly?
What do you base this assumption on then? Just what he sees in the media.
Oh, well, that's a great decision. In the afterlife, do you see your actions as a sacrifice or as a mistake?
Do you see it as a sacrifice? No, he sees it as a total failure. Why? Because he couldn't handle this lifetime. And I'm saying, well, I know a lot of people can't handle the lifetime. Like I totally understand that. But why put other people in danger? Well, he wanted to make his mark. He wanted to be known. If he would have just quietly exited the earth plane in his own home, he said there's no fun in that. His name wouldn't even be in the news. He wanted everyone to know who he was and why he did it.
Is there a sense of regret from the other side?
Is there a sense of regret from? Yes, there is. Yes.
What about any karmic retribution that he now has to go through. There was no one injured in this attack, I believe, instead of him. It's alleged that he shot himself before he detonated it. Now, seeing that his attack was a 100% failure and that the blast was contained mostly by the Cybertruck, how does he feel about that?
Um, wow. Okay. I want to know how he did one before the other. Like, how do you do that? Um, did you do that to yourself before the explosion happened? I feel like it was somewhat around the same time.
And so, knowing that his attack was a failure and it didn't really damage anybody, what's he feel now?
What do you feel now? Oh, he's relieved it didn't damage anyone. He's relieved that it didn't hurt anyone. I mean, it's a miracle, really, isn't it? Is it a miracle? I mean, that he wasn't, and it wasn't in the contract for him to hurt people, thank God. Um, but I mean, what do you think about the way you left now? He thinks it was stupid, and he's got to do better next time. Is this a problem? Is this something that you do in a lot of your lifetimes? Every lifetime, this is how he leaves.
And does he feel that he was guided by any type of, I don't know, inner voice or maybe a attachment or dark energy attachment to do this? Or was he just guided by his own opinion and his own decision?
Were you just guided by your own opinion and own decisions? Yes, it was his decision. Let me ask Spirit, were there any entity attachments? No. No, there were no entity attachments. He felt his life was just completely falling apart. He says he couldn't hold down a relationship. He was a chronic cheater. He had a sex addiction. And what else? A porn addiction, a love addiction, and he had a lot of self-harming issues. He was a ticking time bomb. This is something that he had thought about for a very long time.
Now let's move on to the individual in New Orleans who ran
Mm,
over some people down Bourbon Street.
awful.
Horrific tragedy, and my heart goes out to everybody who was affected by this. I know it's just a terrible tragedy. I hate to say the new year begin like this. It's a wreck. So this individual, whose name I won't say, I don't want to mispronounce it properly. Can we bring in him and ask if what was going on in his head?
Yes, I have him here as well. Now, both of them are standing next to me in my room. God, I'm gonna have to do a lot of saging when we're
Sorry about
done.
that.
And no, it's, it's the way it is. And this Jabbar, if that's the way you pronounce it, he's got his hand on the other one's shoulder. And I'm saying, did you two know each other? Like even in spirit, did you know each other at all? Did you like have some sort of contract, even maybe your conscious minds weren't aware, but did you have any soul contracts going in the spirit world to do this on the same day? No, no, there weren't any soul contracts between them. No.
Does he feel his actions were justified?
Do you feel your actions were justified? No.
So how would he perceive the lives of the innocent lives that he took and the people that he mowed down? What did he think when he was in body form?
Why did you do this? Okay, this guy's schizophrenic. Okay, he is. He's schizophrenic. Who told you to? He's telling me that something, their voice was telling him to on the earth plane. He had a problem with undiagnosed schizophrenia for a very long time, and he couldn't tolerate the voices anymore. This has been going on for years. And for whatever reason, it just got much worse. So were you on any sort of medication for the schizophrenia at the time of the attack? No. He sort of self-medicates for this schizophrenia.
Was he attached to any ISIS cells or faction?
Were you attached to any ISIS cells or factions? I mean, in his heart he was, but he's saying no.
So the only people that told him to do this were the dark energy attachments?
Did you have a dark energy attachment? Yes, he's classifying it as a dark energy attachment. Yes.
And did he have a soul contract with the people that he murdered? Or
Did you
does
have a
he
soul?
create those now with this action?
Ooh, good question. Do you have a soul contract with the people that you murdered? Yes, unfortunately, um, as hard as this is for a lot of people to hear, this was all contracted in. Um, yes, they agreed to it.
Does
I
he?
just think this is so horrific.
I agree. Does he have feelings of guilt or remorse now?
Do you have feelings of guilt or remorse? No, but he has a lot of karmic debt.
Is it because you can't have remorse on the other side? Is that something that's removed from you?
Ooh, are we able to feel remorse on the other side? Yes, it is a strong emotion. And I mean, can you feel it when you're on the other side? He does, but I mean, he can feel it, yes, but does he feel it? No.
Looking back on the choices that he's made, does he feel that there was another path that he could have taken, a left fork or a right fork that would have led him on a different decision?
Um, Not whilst he was here on the earth plane, no. In the planning stages in spirit, yes. Schizophrenia was too much for him to handle.
Has that always been an issue in his lifetimes previously?
Has that always been an issue in your life? He always has some sort of mental illness, it seems.
Was that from his upbringing or the politics that he went through or media influence or what came? Does that contracted in before he came down, I guess?
Was that contracted in before you came down? Yes, but I want to know because wasn't he a soldier as well?
Correct. I believe they were both soldiers at Fort Bragg at the time he was deployed in
Mm.
Afghanistan, February 2029. Most recent address was in Houston. He also allegedly rented from the same car rental company that the other fellow rented his Cybertruck from. So,
You
accountancy
know,
firm
I
and
don't
Deloitte.
I don't understand like why he would be a soldier and then he would, switch. So let's ask him that question. Were you pro-American when you were a soldier in the US military? He's telling me no. No, he had always plotted and planned to cause harm.
And it is said that there were either one or two bombs also placed along that area. Was he responsible for those, or were those a separate agency?
Ooh, were you responsible for the bombs that were placed in that area? Or was that someone separate to you, or were you working with someone? He's saying he was working alone. And did you have bombs? He did have bombs in the area. He intended to do a lot more damage than what he initially did. I mean, as if that isn't enough.
Right. It's horrific. It's
It
horrible.
is. It is horrific. I mean, New Orleans is one of my favorite places. But I have to tell you, the last time I was there, and just with my police background, I actually felt uncomfortable. I said, you know what? This is a perfect place for a big problem because people are, drinking in the street, they're partying in the street. There didn't seem to be a lot of police around or, because, they just pitch up parades and street parties wherever down there, which is what makes New Orleans so wonderful. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of, protection in terms of that. And I don't even know how you would just police random, parades and random parties. Yeah, there's not a lot of protection. I actually thought that when I was down there last time. I thought this is a place for somebody to do some damage very quickly because there's no control here.
Right. Do they feel that their actions were part of a larger spiritual lesson or purpose? either for us or for them?
Do you feel that it was for a larger spiritual purpose? I mean, ultimately, it's about the experience. Now, the first guy in the Cybertruck, all the people that knew him are questioning themselves now about why and how this happened. Why didn't they get him some help? Didn't they see that he was troubled? He had a problem. They're really questioning themselves in that way. Now, what about the family of Jabbar, if that's how you pronounce it? What about your family, or what was the impact there? Now, that's more of a mass impact because obviously it includes all the victims' families, how they felt, um, and how they will feel for the rest of their lives with regarding this horrible tragedy. So, and also for us witnessing it. So even if you're just watching it on the TV, it still has some sort of impact to those that are witnessing it. I always find that you're either the victim, the perpetrator, or you're the witness in all of these situations. So it has a ripple effect.
Also, in one of our old probes that you did, the secret group strikes again almost in regards to an assassination attempt. There have been other psychics out there and other mediums that have been saying the same thing you said back in 2 months ago, that there would be a missile attack on former future President Trump's motorcade. And so I wanted to see if we could readdress that in terms of terrorism, in terms of what we're looking at, and if we could maybe shed some more light into that arena. Now, keep in mind, if Liz suggests that something will happen and it doesn't happen, hopefully that means law enforcement has interceded to make sure that it doesn't happen. So we're doing this not as a prediction, but as hope that we can help this not come to pass.
So I didn't get like a missile on the video, but I did get an explosion in the motorcade. Yes.
Other viewers have
But
gotten
it
a
would be
missile
a
attack.
miss. Mm?
And I wanted to know if we could figure out if that is still a quantum probability at this point in time as we head into a few weeks away from the inauguration.
Um, is this is this still on the cards? I feel it is. I'm getting a yes, especially from these two guys. I think it is going to be uh, a thwarted attack, or it's going to be a miss. But yes, is it
Yeah.
going to come from an inside job, like an inside USA job? I feel like it will be an American, yes.
Is this someone that has ties to law enforcement or someone that plotting along with them or on their own, like these two fellows?
Is it just someone who has ties to law enforcement? No, like a protester, an activist.
And what about the potential that they are going to be successful? What do we see as that?
The potential that they're going to be, they won't be successful. I don't see them being successful, but I do see it as some sort of near miss.
And this is
Uh,
someone operating, you say, by themselves. And are they known currently on a watch list, maybe to law enforcement, or are they operating anonymously?
oh, are they known to launch? Yeah, they're on a watch list. They're known. They're known. They're very well known, actually. And they're deranged. They're completely deranged. It's almost like it's not even about left wing, right wing, vegan, meat eater, whatever. It's just who's in power is the target, or potentially who's going to be in power is the target.
And is this something that happens in the first quarter, second quarter of 2025, possibly third or fourth quarter?
I feel like this is coming quite soon. I feel it's soon
Is this
in the next
something that, go ahead.
sorry, in the next month or so. I think within the next 1 to 3 months. Yes, I feel it's coming soon.
And this
Um,
is in the
sorry, go
Washington,
ahead.
D.C. region up there? Is this
Is it
somewhere
in the
where in North America?
Is it in the Washington DC? Yes, I feel like it's possibly around that area. Yeah.
Will other people be injured in this attack? Unfortunately, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Will other people be injured in this attack? No. No, it'll go off at the wrong time.
All right, hopefully that's true. And then also if we could ping back to the secret assassin group, are they still in active pursuit of a successful assassination attempt, or have they been caught and disbanded quietly or in the news?
Hmm. The secret assassin group. Are you guys still working on an active hit? No, no, it's a full stand down.
I think the people listening hopefully will be relieved to hear some news like that as we head into the next administration. Everyone out there, we appreciate each and every one of you. If you're not a member of Psychic Liz Cross's channel, you can go here and look at some old videos that Liz and I have done. You can also join her Patreon by going to patreon.com/remote viewing and beyond. You can go to the YouTube Consciousness Transformation 765 page where we post videos of Liz and I holding our Monday morning's consciousness transformation technique meditation. And I think I'd love to see you all there. And thank you so much, Liz.
And thank you. And don't forget, Mr. Reality has a tip jar down below. He put this together for us today. So thank you.
Thank you, everybody. See ya.